So once you do ratios, actually, percentage, actually, you are fit to tackle this particular topic, and we'll take a lot more time in this topic because this is a very important topic. Pradeep, yes, obviously, I'm fit to take the classes, declared fit by the doctor. Okay. So the little bit issues are there, but there won't be any issues. The classes will not be cancelled now. So the major problem is over. So let's just start this topic, time and work. I will discuss very basic thing today, and tomorrow we'll discuss various possible questions which comes in the time and work in perspective of SSC and all the exams actually. Okay, so thanks Pradeep for the support. So let's just start this class, and first, the discussion that I start in time and work is very simple. The statement is like this, that A can do a work in 10 days. So this is my starting line. A is someone who is doing the work in 10 days, and that B is we can do a work in 5 days. Correct? So if A and B are working together, in how many days they can complete the work? Such questions, this is a very basic question that I am posing with respect to time and work. Why I chose this example? Because through this actually I want to discuss many things, which will unravel this time and work topic. So my question is, in how many days A and B will complete the work? A and B will complete the work if they work together. If they work together. So this is a question. So let's start doing this question, and I will discuss the traditional approach first, and then I will keep on posing multiple questions that actually props in my head, and I will be asking you to resolve that question, because through that process actually you will understand this topic very well. So I hope all of you know that when you try to solve such question, the first thing that you do is you try to find A's 1 day work. Okay, if A can do a work in 10 days, you will find that what is 1 day work of A. I'm writing here A's 1 day work, which is going to be equal to 1 by 10. 1 by 10. So under a number system will be taken, possibly after time and work I can take number system. If you want that to be covered earlier, there is no problem. Correct? So remaining topics order, we can discuss and we can decide, no problem at all. So after time and work I'll take number system, okay, because that is a very important topic. Yes, I understand. So you will calculate 1 day work of A, that you will get 1 by 10, correct? So my first question to you is, why I am writing this 1 by 10? How I know that total work is 1 unit? Correct? Try to understand that if you say that total work is X units, so 1 day work will be X by 10, because in 10 days work is completed. How you are writing this 1 by 10? That is my first question to all of you. Similarly, actually unknowingly you write B's 1 day work, and you write this value is 1 by 5. Is B is doing total work in 1 day, total work in 5 days, in 1 day it will be doing 1 by 5 work. My second question to all of you, who is telling you that work of B is 1 unit? So who is going to answer this question that I am asking you? Why 1? Why not 2? Why not 3? Shefali, yes, you are talking in terms of percentage, that's why you are saying 100%. No problem. I am asking why you are writing 1 by 10. If I write 2 by 10, will there be any problem, or there will be no issue? You will get the right answer. Can I write this 2 by 10 and 2 by 5? Can I write this 3 by 10 and 3 by 5? So I am asking you, if nothing was given about the total work, why I am assuming the work to be 1? Sitaram, you are saying 1 work is equal to 10 days. That is absurd answer you are giving me. You are giving me the question. I am asking you, can I take work in place of 1, can I write 2? That is a simple question. Reply in yes or no. That's it. Sitaram, how you are taking the one work? What is one work? What is one W? This is 1 day work. Anyone can answer my question or not? Please tell me. If I take 2 in place of 1, will I get answer or not? Ranjit, do not talk in terms of percentage. Okay, that is a different understanding you are taking. I am asking you a simple question that if I take 2, will I get the right answer or not? That you answer me. Forget about 1 is 100% or what. If I write 2, will I get the answer? If I write 3, will I get the answer? If I write 4, will I get the answer? And that's why the real problem is coming in. Some people are saying yes, some people are saying no. And some people are not saying anything because they do not want to express their views. Otherwise, people will say that you are intolerant. Please come up. Some you are saying, no, you cannot put that. My simple question to all of you that can I use any other numeral in place of 1? Till now people are saying no, no, no. Pradeep, okay, you are saying yes. Kesav saying no. Now, that's why actually I was asking you the same question. That is where people lack in understanding. Look, you take it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, it doesn't matter actually, you'll get the same answer every time. Correct? Even if you take 2, you'll get the answer. Try and solve it. If you assume total work to be 2 units, you will write here 2 by 10, 2 by 5. And if you calculate number of days, you'll get the same answer. The question doesn't pose any restriction on quantity of work. The only restriction it is posing that the same work which A is doing in 10 days, the same work B is doing in 5 days. It can be any amount of work. So that need not to be 1. It can be 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 1000, 90, 99, 1 billion, 1 trillion units. Doesn't matter. You will always get the same answer. And why so? I'm going to explain you. Suppose I want to take work as X units. So if you take this, you will say 1 day work. If you go and calculate 1 day work calculation, I am going to do for A, 1 day work will be X by A units. If I'm not writing 10, suppose or take 10 for better understanding. So you are going to write this as 10, and B's 1 day work will be X by 5. Now if you combine both of them, you will get 1 day work of A plus B. So A plus B in total will give you a work X by 10 plus X by 5. So if you just combine these values, you will be getting 1 plus 2 X by 10, that is 3X by 10. No, that is not the case, Deep, that you will take 1 because 1 is a unit, basic unit. Absurd answer this is. Okay, I'll tell you why you take 1. Just wait. So if you calculate 1 day work of A and 1 day work of B, in total they will be doing 3X by 10 work. How much total work is there? Total work is X units, and A and B together are doing 3X by 10 work per day. Look, X and X is being cancelled out. You are getting only 10 by 3. Now what is the meaning of X and X being cancelled out? That your answer is not dependent on amount of work. The only information which is given, that work done by A in 10 days is equal to work done by B in 10 days, and the same work you want to finish when A and B are working together. So in such scenario, look, X and X is being cancelled out. So either you take X1, either you take X2 or 5 or 10 or 100 or 1000, it will not at all impact your answer. Why we take 1? Because you know that if you already take 1, these things become simpler. 1 by 10, 1 by 5. Correct? And the second way why we take 1, because 1 by 10 in terms of fraction is equivalent to 10%. 1 by 5 is 20%. So that is another way that keeping numerator 1, because 1 is the smallest possible positive number, you can take X is equal to 1 and solve, because that is easier to calculate. There is no need to multiply when you take LCM if you write x is equal to 1. But from here actually two things are coming out. Try to understand what I am trying to explain you. There are two values which can be very useful if you take x those values. One is obviously 1. You can take x is equal to 1 because if you take x is equal to 1 there is no need to multiply the number. If numerator is 1 already, this is 10 plus 5. So that's how, if you talk about formulas, they write one direct formula based on that only. They will say that a plus b work if you are going to calculate, and if you take these general values 1 by a plus 1 by b, assuming work to be 1 unit. So if you just combine them, you are going to get ab, and here you will get a plus b. So this is the work done in 1 day by a and b both. So if you want to find out how many number of days they will take to complete the work together, so the answer will be total work you already know is 1 unit, and this much unit of work they are doing in 1 day. So your answer will be number of days equal to AB by A plus B, because in these much days actually they will finish the entire work. Okay, so you just calculate 1 day work, and if you write in this format 1 by, because 1 is the total work, A plus B, sorry, AB by A plus B, this 1 by something format, this is actually number of days. Okay, so that's how they write in the books is a formula. But I'm going to tell you something else also, and that is going to be very useful. And that is why actually I was doing all this analysis. Try to understand this. If I'm writing A plus B 1 day work, you will write this in this format: x by 10 plus x by 5. And I'm telling you one information that I'm already giving you, that you can choose x to be any number. So if x can be chosen as any number, that means you can assume work to be any number of units: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I will say, let's find out that is there any other value of x than 1 which can prove to be useful in my calculation. When I asked this question, I went to this particular value because it was written in the format x by 10, and I asked that if x would have been multiple of 10, then this division would have been in integer, and dealing with integers is always easier than dealing with fractions. So if you are going to take x is equal to 1, it will look like 1 by 10 in terms of fractions. But if I take x as a number which is multiple of 10, because I can choose any number to be x, so one feeling that I'm getting from this particular fraction, it is telling that if x would have been multiple of 10, your life would have been easier. Then I went to the second fraction, x by 5, and I asked the same question to this also. It told me that if x would have been multiple of 5, then the calculation would have been easier. Now my question is that if you want x to be multiple of 10, you want x to be multiple of 5, there is a basic term known as LCM. That means if you choose x to be LCM of both 10 and 5, this will give you both parts as integers. And if both parts will be looking like integers, your calculation is going to be very easier because you will be dealing with integers. So whenever such question is going to come in the exam, that's why actually there is a method that is known as LCM. Okay, because you can choose any number. So another number that you can choose which is going to be useful for you is LCM. So just see how LCM is going to benefit you in your exam. You have two numbers, 10 and 5. A finishing work in 10 days, B finishing work in 5 days. So if these are the numbers, you will immediately calculate LCM. And LCM of these two numbers will come out to be 10. 5 and 10 LCM is 10. So you will assume that your work is 10 units. Correct? So total work you are assuming to be 10 units. Now I am writing this A 1 day work. You know that total work is 10 units and A is finishing this work in 10 days. Obviously because A is finishing the work in 10 days. So basically work of A will be 1 unit per day. I hope all of you are getting this. You got one integer. Rather than in place of 1 by 10, you are getting a number which is integer, 1. Now second, if you calculate work done by B in 1 day, Total work, you know, that is 10 units, and B is finishing the work in 5 days. So you will get here 2 units per day. And look, the benefit is obviously these numbers which are coming out in terms of integers 1 and 2. So if you go and write A plus B 1 day work, you will quickly get that this is 3 units per day. That means A and B together will do 3 units per day. So if you want to find number of days, I'm writing this number of days. The value will be total work is 10 units that you already assumed, divided by in 1 day work done is 3 units. Work done is 3 units. So how many days it will take? 3.3 days. I hope all of you get the answer. That the benefit of LCM approach is you are dealing with integers. You are not at all dealing with complex numbers, rather you are dealing with integers. How many of you get this? Because I will give you another example where you are going to deal with integers. So this is the one approach that I would recommend, that if you are going to solve time and work, choosing one is something which is archaic method. Forget about that. That you are writing 1 by 10 and 1 by 15 and 1 by 17. So directly if you are dealing those numbers in terms of fractions like 1 by 10 and 1 by 5 and 1 by 12, unnecessary time taking method. So my one recommendation will go to this LCM approach, because the best part of this LCM approach is you will be dealing with integers. Adding integers is easier. Dividing them ultimately is again not a difficult task. So do not use fractions directly for solving time and work questions. Involve this LCM method. Correct? Akhil, it's very simple. Time and work LCM approach. You are late, so you have to watch the recordings later. Okay. Now second, what I prefer is, look this. I will quickly prefer to write this, that the 1 day work of A will be 1 by 10, which I already know is 10%. And I will prefer to write B's 1 day work, which is 1 by 20, since I am very, you all know that you are very good in percentage, in solving percentages, percentage to fraction conversion. You can quickly write this value as 20%. You will say in combination the work done will be 30% per day, and since total work is 100% and you are doing 30% per day, your answer will be 3.3 days. I always prefer this approach to solve the question, but this method has advantages as well as disadvantages. Now what is the advantage? Advantage is those who are good in adding the numbers, those who are good, they are having, you know, proper understanding of fraction to percentage conversion. That means they can quickly convert a percentage value into a fraction value. Percentage method is more interactive method for them. Why percentage method is better than any other method? The answer lies in the fact that total work will always be 100%. That is the first thing in any question. While in LCM approach, the total work is dependent on the LCM value, so it will keep on changing. Sometimes it will be 60, sometimes it will be 30, sometimes it will be 48, sometimes it will be 96. In percentage approach, always total work is 100%. So the best part of percentage approach is that whenever you are going to solve any question, the amount of remaining work will already be known to you always. What I'm trying to say is this, that you already know that your boundary, the finish point is 100% work. And if you are starting with 30% work done by A and B, and suppose they are working for 2 days, so you already know in 2 days they will do 60% of work, so remaining work will be 40%. This understanding of the remaining work is not known in LCM approach. It is not known in fractional approach. In fractional approach, if you say that work done is 3 by 5, so for finding the remaining work 2 by 5, you need to subtract it from 1. 1 minus 3 by 5, then you'll get 2 by 5. I'm talking about the same question in fractional approach. You will first combine these two values to find 1 day work in fraction, and that ultimately you will get 3 by 10. After getting 1 day work, you will calculate 2 days work, you will get 6 by 10, which is ultimately equal to 3 by 5. then you will say if work done is 3 by 5, remaining work is 1 minus 3 by 5, which is 2 by 5. Unnecessary time taking approach to find the remaining work. But look at the percentage. Once you know that in 2 days 60% work has been done, definitely remaining work is 40% because you know that total work is 100%. So the preference of this particular method over other methods is the ability to conclude something obviously which is not available in other two methods, fraction method and LCM method. But the caution is this, that first, always do not be only dependent on the percentage, because sometimes you never know, they can give you a fractional value which you actually don't know. Suppose they gave you 1 by 23 and you don't remember that. They gave you 1 by 27, you don't remember that. Correct? So in that case, if you are finding a percentage value, fraction value with which you are actually not comfortable, in that case you have this understanding that yes, there is another route out, that is LCM approach. So I will ask you to practice both the method. Those who are very much efficient in percentage to fraction conversion and they are good, they are having good summation skills, I will recommend you to definitely practice each and every question using percentage method. But do not forget this LCM approach, because this is a rescue method. That if any times you will feel any difficulty in percentage method, applying percentage may be sometimes become trickier due to the values given. In that cases, I will recommend you that please use the method of LCM approach. Correct? How many of you are getting this? That percentage method and why it is useful. The usefulness of percentage method lies in the knowledge of the remaining work. Immediately you calculate the work done. Once you calculate the work done, you already know how much work is pending. That is the benefit of this method, percentage method. Correct? Now let us go ahead and discuss some more things in time and work. So let's solve one more question, and with that actually you will understand that how to approach to various type of questions. So I'm writing this: A can do a work in 12 days, and there is someone B, and B can do the same work in 8 days. C can do the same work in 15 days. Then you have to find how many days work will be completed if A, B, C work together. I want all of you to solve this question first using LCM approach, and then second using percentage approach, and then I will ask you which method you find more useful in this case. Solve it. I'm giving you 2 minutes. Do it please, all of you. Please try this question. Okay, so all of you tried it out at least, and very different answers. Okay, later on people are changing the answers also. Correct. Look, now if options are given to you, okay, when I am not providing you the options, okay, so things may look go in favor of LCM, but if option is given to you, percentage is always useful method actually. Just let me show you how to solve this question. You can solve the question while reading using percentage method. You will say this is 8.33%, this value is 12.5%. But yes, until and unless you have clarity of the method, means fraction to percentage conversion is clear to you, basically this method can prove to be very disastrous for you. You will quickly say that this value is 8 and 6 14. In total the value will be 15 and 12 27.5%. How many of you will write this value very quickly without any problem? Writing 27.5% is something which is not difficult. It's very easy. While reading the question you can do this calculation. And do you know, when you write this actually, one understanding you already get that your answer is between 3 days and 4 days. Why? Because 27.5 into 3 and 27.5 into 4. Correct or not? So you will immediately know that your answer is between somewhere between 3 days to 4 days. So this understanding while you finish reading the question, when you finish reading the question, since this percentage is a bit complex, that's why you are getting such values between 3 and 4. If percentage would have been easier, some known percentage like 25%, like maybe any other percentage which you already know, once you finish the reading the question, actually the answer will be on your fingertips. That is the benefit of percentage method. Nobody can solve question faster than you. Even here, there is no problem to get the answer in the fractional format that you want. You can do what you need to do. You just need to convert this percentage into fraction. That's it. How I can do this? I will say 25% plus 2.5%. That's it. You will say this value is 1 by 4 and this value is 1 by 40. Getting or not? If you can write this 1 by 4 plus 1 by 40, the task is very simple. 40 will be LCM and you will write here 10 plus 1, that is 11 by 40. Now what is 11 by 40? 11 by 40 is fractional equivalent of 27.5%. So that means 1 day work total is 11 by 40. So number of days will be equal to 40 by 11 days. Correct? So even while you are getting some value of percentage which is not so easily convertible into a fractional format, that is not a difficult task if you understand how percentage and fractions are related. I quickly wrote 25% plus 2.5% and I got the answer. I hope all of you are getting this. Otherwise, you can directly divide 100 with 27.5 and you'll get the same answer. You can do the division and you will get the answer 40 by 11. Correct? So based on the option, if option is given, it is very easy to determine which answer is going to be correct. Quickly you know that between 3 and 4 days, your answer should be. So that is one understanding through which you can reject some options. You can select some options. Now let us do one more question based on similar fundamentals. And I will show you that how percentage method is so fast. You're liking this notebook? Let's do one question on this notebook. Looking quite good. Remembering the college days. School days, sorry. So let's write on this rule book at least one question. A can do a job in 10 days. Shefali, what you're saying between 3 and 4 is between 33.33 and 25%. Yeah, you can think like that also, no problem. I just roughly told you that your answer will be between 3 and 4. You can make a closer range also with help of your analysis, no problem. In 10 days, B can do the same job. B can do the same job in 15 days. In how many days they will finish the work together? No, C will should also be there. I forgot to write about C. Just give me a moment, please. That B is finishing the work in 12 days. And C can do the same job in 15 days. In how many days? You will understand the benefit of percentage method directly here. In how much days they will finish the work together. Wonderful. Getting the answer? While you finish the question, actually the answer will be on your fingertips. If you apply percentage approach, you will say 10%, 8.33%, then 6.66%. You will say 25% is 1 day work, so answer is 4 days. And you will understand, why I was focusing more on percentage approach. Apply any other approach, apply fractional approach, apply LCM approach. That cannot give you answer faster than this. Not at all. Correct? So that's why, this understanding is very important of percentage to fraction. I hope all of you are getting this. And yes, similar concept can be extended when the question will be that someone is leaving the work in these much days. Forget about that. Everything can be done very easily with the help of percentage. My task was to show you the various possible methods and what is my preference. So my first preference, you all know, is the percentage approach. And yes, the second preference that you should always practice, that is LCM approach. That is the way out when sometimes percentage calculation will become complex. It will become a bit complex, then at that stage you will be helped with approach of fractions, LCM approach. Now first, let me copy the page back because I'm finding it difficult to write on the ruled page. Just give me a moment, please. Give me a moment, please. Let me copy paste the page. How many of you live in million plus city? Just asking for my information. How many million plus cities are there in India? And then second question is, who is living in a million plus city? Sundar, only 5. Don't say so. You're underestimating India actually. How many million plus cities are there in India? Nobody is responding. 9. No. Don't say like this. All of you are preparing for SSC exam and you don't know even this question. How will you solve the questions in GK then? 25 is not the right answer. Soundarya, please correct your basics. I think it's 53. I may be wrong also, please verify it out later. But as far as I remember, according to census 2000 11 million plus cities are 53 in numbers, and I hope you all know the meaning of million. 1 million is 10 lakhs. So Pradeep, you are living in a million plus city perhaps. Agra is a million plus city. So there are 53 cities which are million plus cities, and find out if you are living there. Okay. Anyways, let's start. Just asking, Sandra, because I may be visiting your city in a year, so I will call you then. I will need your help. So we at Optics we are planning